everybody, my name is Vanilla Panda USA, and welcome to Getting Over It by Bennett Foddy. Over here on my side, I have Mikey, who has been helping me out with editing and soon to be uploading content. And then we have Connor here.
I'm along for the ride.
Along for the ride, and is willing to help us out with designing for the channel. Yeah.
Well,
and
you're not special for that.
And why am I quiet? I'm sure you saw the last episode. His parents were watching a movie, and my voice is like a fucking fart. It's like you hear it, and then everybody knows it's there.
Pretty sure they're watching a porno.
That farted on me. If that's what you're into, yeah, let's get straight into it. I know there's been so many people playing this game already, but I'm like, fuck it, I want to shoot. Oh my god, this is so much harder than it looks. Okay. Yeah, this is the premise of it. I got it. Oh, fucking. Worst part about this thing is that I don't have a goddamn mouse pad. Actually, I can't. Oh my god, this is so much harder than it looks. Oh, okay. What is up with the mouse? Is it gonna help? Okay. Yeah. Easy does it. Alright. Play. Oh, fuck. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be next to quiet. I need a mouse pad desperately. This is just, oh my god. Why is it stuck? I can actually this up a little bit. Oh, okay, come on, I gotta get over it. Oh my god. What? Okay, that's still fine. Yay! What I wanted to do. Yeah, that watch is very intense.
There's no feeling more intense than starting over. If you deleted your homework the day before it was due, as I have, or if you left your wallet at home and you have to go back after spending an hour in the commute.
What are you doing?
If you won some money at the casino and then put all your winnings on red but it came up black.
That's terrible. Yeah.
If you got your best shirt dry cleaned before a wedding and then immediately dropped food on it.
It's happening.
If you won an argument with a friend and then later discovered that they just returned to their original view.
Yeah.
Starting over is harder than starting up. If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're about to go through might be too much. Feel free to go away and come back. I'll be here.
I think I appreciate the support, but no.
Alright, thanks for coming with me on this trip. I'll understand if you have to take a break at any point. Just find a safe place to stop and quit the game. And don't worry, I'll save your progress, always. Even your mistakes.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. That's so... It's never really closer. So encouraging. I was enjoying that music. I know, it's so encouraging.
This game is a homage to a free game that came out in 2002, titled Sexy Hiking. The author of that game was Jazuo, a mysterious Czech designer who was known at the time as the father of B games. And B games are rough assemblages of found objects. Designers slap them together very quickly and freely, and they're often too rough and unfriendly to gain much of a following. They're built more for the joy of building them than as polished products.
Yeah. Got it.
What?
I'm gonna be calm about this. I don't get mad too easily. I'm not gonna be throwing chairs or any of that fun stuff, but I'm dropping shit. Oh my god! But I'm funny using my fucking mouse pad. Whoop. My thoughts exactly. Cast iron, dude. The fuck's not what I wanted to do. Oh my. Fuck you, dude. Oh, what are you doing? Wait. Oh, okay. Nope. Oh, this is what I get from using a mouse pad. No, okay. I got this. Come on, this is not fucking hard. This is just the fucking beginning. Wait, no, I can just reach up. I can reach up. Nope, I cannot. Because I'm a jerk. Whoop. 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 Okay, I can get up here. Whoop. Is it easy? Does it? Am I gonna make it over this? Is that a fucking shack or a Porsche? Nope. Nope, no. To is human. To is fucking human. God. Lord have mercy on my soul. Okay, I can do it. Nope. See if we'll swing a rookin. Oh my fucking.
Oh, you just lost a lot of progress. That's a deep frustration, a real punch in the gut.
There's like a strategy for each section of the game, but it's been a good. It's been a minute. It doesn't help my arms are sore as fuck. I just had to put out at the gym after work today. Oh my god! Not having a mouse pad is killing me. Fuck. Yes! All progress. Oh, that's the most progress I've made in this last 20 fucking minutes.
In a certain way, Sexy Hiking is the perfect embodiment of a B game. It's built almost entirely out of found and recycled parts, and it's one of the most unusual and unfriendly games of its time. In it, your task is simply to drag yourself up a mountain with a hammer.
Yes, simple.
And that act of climbing, in the digital world or in real life, has certain essential properties that give the game its flavor. No amount of forward progress is guaranteed. Some cliffs are too sheer or too slippery.
You don't say.
And the player is constantly, unremittingly in danger of falling and losing everything.
Oh. You know what? I can appreciate the honesty.
Anyway, when you start Sexy Hiking, you're standing next to this dead tree that blocks the way to the entire rest of the game. It might take you an hour to get over that tree, and a lot of people never got past it.
That's a whole
Prod
fucking
and
hour.
poke at it, exploring the limits of your reach and your strength, trying to find a way up and over. And there's a sense of truth in that lack of compromise. Most obstacles in video game worlds are fake. You can be completely confident in your ability to get through them once you have the correct method or the correct equipment or just by spending enough time. In that sense, every pixelated obstacle in Sexy Hiking is real.
Okay. Yeah.
The obstacles in Sexy Hiking are unyielding, and that makes the game uniquely frustrating. But I'm not sure Jazzuo intended to make a frustrating game.
Bullshit.
The frustration is just essential to the act of climbing, and it's
Okay.
authentic to the process of building
Yeah,
a
tell me.
game about climbing.
Yeah.
A funny thing happened to me as I was building this mountain.
What up, my dude?
I'd have an idea for a new obstacle, and I'd build it, test it, and it would usually turn out to be unreasonably hard. But I couldn't bring myself to make it easier. It already felt like my inability to get past a new obstacle was my fault as a player rather than as a builder. Imaginary mountains
Yeah.
build themselves from our efforts to climb them. And it's our repeated attempts to reach the summit that turns those mountains into something real.
He's not wrong. Oh,
When you're building a video game world, you're building with ideas. And that can be like working with quickset
He
cement.
sucks so much, dude.
You mold your ideas into a certain shape that can be played with. And in the process of playing with them, they begin to harden and set until they're immutable like rock.
Harden.
And at that point, you can't change the world. Not without breaking it into
don't wanna do
pieces and
that.
starting fresh with new ideas.
He's not wrong though. I mean, it's hard as shit, but it's doable. There've been a lot of YouTubers. There's a lot of I mean, let's see, this one. A lot of casual gamers who have beaten this.